Hello y'all, welcome back to my channel for your stimulus package and stimulus check update. And if you don't care, please, in a favor to me, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. It would really mean a lot to me. Guys, I'm going to go over with a few things, and the main key part of this is the 6 key facts to know about what's going on now with your stimulus check. Okay, so let's go over some of it, and we'll see what's going on. Now, with Washington lawmakers transitioning into full-time campaign mode amid the daily news around COVID-19, it can be a challenge keeping up with on again, off again negotiations over another COVID-19 relief package and the second stimulus check that could come with it. Now, after weeks of deadlock, there are some signs that two sides are inching closer prior to the November election. I want to see people get money, President Donald Trump said last week. During a press conference, we should have an agreement people should be helped. And I agree 100%. So what's happening now, and what are the most important takeaways concerning a second direct payment? We'll count them out below. And so, number one, the new stimulus check is wanted but not finalized. Okay. The stimulus check is not a done deal. And right now, its fate is tied up with that of the overreaching stimulus bill, which stalled in bitter negotiations, or to an executive order which Trump hinted at in early September, but which hasn't developed since another direct payment has strong bipartisan support. It's very important that we have stimulus that helps the areas of the economy that is needed support. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin said September the 14th, I told House Speaker Nancy Pelosi I'm available anytime to negotiate. No conditions, he said. The IRS could send a second check faster than last time. It took the federal government about 2.5 weeks to send the first round of stimulus payments to eligible recipients. Mnuchin has said he could send them out much faster this time once a deal is linked. I could get out 50 million payments really quickly and start making payments a week after a bill is signed, Steve Mnuchin said in August. Qualifications may change in your favor. While we think a second stimulus check could largely follow the same guidelines as the first, eligibility requirements are subject to change. It might not even benefit your family if a new stimulus bill redefines who counts as a qualifying dependent. Your adjusted gross income, or AGI, plays a huge role. People who aren't required to file taxes, either because they receive federal benefits or are below the income level to file, could also get a check. In the first check, children under 16 counted for $500 apiece toward the total check, but did not receive their own money. Now, you can estimate the size of your check now in minutes, and the figure is, if you're still waiting for your first payment or are looking for an estimate for how much a second check could include, you can use your stimulus check calculator to get an idea for how much you or your family and your dependents could expect to receive, especially if qualifications shift with another stimulus check, which I don't think they will, because everything in this bill they they're doing is better, a lot better than the first round. Our calculator too doesn't retain your personal details in any way. How your stimulus money arrives matters. To get economic relief money out as quickly as possible to eligible Americans, the IRS and the Treasury Department took several approaches that included direct deposit, physical checks, and prepaid EIP cards. According to the most recent numbers from the Treasury Department in June, this is how nearly 160 million payments break down. Direct deposit, 75% or 120 million. Paper check, 22% or 35 million. Prepaid EIP debit card, 3% or 4 million. Now, with the IRS continuing to urge people to set up direct deposit to receive payments straight to their bank account, that number could be even higher. It's expected till you'll receive your money fastest with direct deposit and flowed by the check and then the EIP card. The IRS automatically picks the payment method, but is likely to reopen its portal to register for direct deposit if you haven't already. Now again, let's get back to this real quick. I'm still hearing people say, well, will I get the stimulus check, or will I get a check if I'm on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad Retirement, or Veterans, or whatever, or any of those programs? Now, the answer to that question is yes, but there's nothing passed yet. But the question is, when they do pass this bill and pass it into law, you will receive a stimulus check the same way you received it the first time. Nothing has changed on that end. It's the same. Everybody's going to get it, and in the same manner. You'll get it the same way. Whether you got it direct deposit, whether you got it direct, by check, or you got it by a debit card. Either how you got it is the way you'll get it this time. So nothing has changed there. So everything is good. Now, when and if a second stimulus check does arrive, the details will require some unraveling. While some situations are straightforward, other complications about you and your dependents could make it unclear if you're eligible. The size of a check you should expect and when it's coming, free edge cases are bound. Now, a group of as 9 million people still need to register to receive the first check. The IRS didn't send the full monetary amount for some people with dependents, but is making it possible to claim a catch-up payment. And they were supposed to hire 5,000 new people at the IRS to send out all these payments to the people that didn't receive them or didn't get them or got sent back for whatever reason it was. They were supposed to be doing that. Then there are issues that could delay your check, like if you recently moved and a different process for people who receive Social Security disability insurance. There's much more to know about other government payments during the pandemic. Here's what you need to know about a possible interest check from the IRS, the $300 federal unemployment benefit, and the administration's payroll tax cut. Now, the stimulus check is what about AGI and how would it affect another payment? Now, if another economic relief bill passes before the election, would determine how much money you'd get in a second stimulus check. Now, here's how to find out and calculate your AGI based on your taxes. Congress is back in session, continuing negotiations over another COVID-19 rescue package and the second stimulus check that could arrive with it. Both Democrat and Republican leaders have said they want to send out up to $1,200 it's not clear yet if the two parties will be able to find a compromise before the 2020 election, or if an executive action could trigger movement on another direct payment. And again, guys, it's all about politics. I'll say it over and over, and I don't care who likes it and who don't. This is my channel. You can watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I speak the truth. It's all about politics. The politicians care nothing about us. They don't care nothing about you American people. All they care about is what they can get and what they can get out of it. That's why they're bickering back and forth about this bill, and Nancy Pelosi's wanting this, and this other side's wanting this, and they're wanting that, this, that. That's all they care about. It's about what they want, what they can get or get from somebody else, not what we need. We put them in office, and they swore oath to help the American people. Am I not right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. But either way it goes, they're scumbags. Now, if a second round of stimulus checks is approved, exactly how much you'd receive would likely depend on your adjusted gross income, or AGI, from your 2019 federal tax filing. Now, here's our stimulus check calculator for an estimate. You can also find out who counts as a dependent on your taxes and what the means for a stimulus payment, as well as how old dependents have to be to get a stimulus check of their own. Now, it's likely that a second payment would follow the basic set with the first stimulus check, authorized in March's CARES Act. Now, let's see. Now, he goes on. Okay, that's find your AGI is how to find your yours and how to use it to measure how much money you could receive if a second stimulus check goes through. It's talking about using their calculator, like the calculator type, to figure out how much you would get, like on a dependent and stuff like that. Now, also, your AGI is your adjusted gross income, a measure of income calculated from your total income to determine how much the government can tax. Now, your gross income is the sum of all the money you earn in a year, including wages, dividends, alimony, capital gains, interest income, royalties, rental income, and retirement distributions. AGI factors is allowed deductions from all your gross income, like student loan interest, alimony payments, or retirement contributions, to figure out how your income tax will be calculated. Your AGI is reported on your IRS tax form 1040. Now, since it's a rough estimate of how much money you're bringing in after deductions from all your streams of income, the IRS uses a AGI to calculate how much of the maximum of $1,200 stimulus check you can get. So, now, if you filed your 2019 federal tax return, pull out your printed records if you used a tax filing software like Tax Turbo or H&R Block. You should be able to log into those accounts to find a copy of your return. You'll find your AGI on the 8B of the 2019-1040 federal tax form. Now, how to find your AGI if you did not file taxes in 2019? If you didn't file federal taxes in 2019, you can find your AGI on your 2018 federal tax return on the 2018-1040 federal tax form. You'll find your AGI on line 7. Now, if you just can't find your tax return, you can find it in two ways. Method 1, go to IRS's Get Transcript portal and choose Get Transcript Online. You'll need your Social Security number, date of birth, filing status, and mailing address. From your latest tax return, You'll also need access to your email, your personal account number from a credit card, mortgage, home, equity loan, home, equity line of credit or car loan, and a mobile phone with your name on the account. Once your identity is verified, select the tax return transcript and use only the adjusted gross income line entry. You'll be able to view or print your information here. Method 2. If you don't have internet access or the necessary identity verification documents, you can use the Get Transcript portal and choose Get Transcript by mail or call 1-800-908-9946 or request a tax return transcript. It'll take about 5 to 10 days to be delivered to you. I'll leave that number at the description box below in case anybody needs to see it. The get transcript by mail, or the 1-800-908-9946. I'll put that in the box below. Now, how to use your AGI to figure out how much stimulus money you could get in a second check. Should another economic relief package pass, how much money you get from a second stimulus check depends on your AGI, your filing status, single versus joint, and how many dependents you have. You can check out your story on how to calculate how much money you get from a second stimulus check. For some examples on how it could break down for you depending on your situation. If another relief package followed the same guidelines from stimulus checks as the March CARES Act did, single taxpayers with a Social Security number and an AGI 75,000 would receive the full amount of $1,200. As your AGI goes up, the amount you be eligible to get decreases. If your AGI is 99,000 or above, you wouldn't be eligible for the stimulus check. But again, this assumes that the eligibility rules stay the same. Now, if you're filing as head of the household, you'd get the full $1,200 check. If your AGI is 112,500 or less, the amount would decrease until you reach 146,500, at which point you would not be eligible. Now, if you're a married couple filing jointly without children and your AGI is below 150,000, you'd get a $2,400 payment. That amount would decrease until it hit 198,000, at which point you would not be eligible for a stimulus check. Now, the HEALS Act and the HEROES Act different when it comes to a child dependence. If the HEALS Act passes, you can expect to get $500 per dependent. If the HEROES Act passes, you can expect to get a $1,200 per dependent with a maximum of 3. And that's what we're hoping for now. And if it passes, that's what'll happen, which would be great. Now, for more, find out if you're qualified for a second stimulus check and when you can expect a second stimulus check. If you still haven't gotten a first stimulus check, you can track the status of your stimulus check and learn how to report your missing check to the IRS and find possible reasons why your stimulus check still hasn't arrived. But guys, the most important thing is we got to stay positive through all this. And, you know, I know they're trying to put something together, and they're saying there's going to be a government shutdown on September the 31st. And so, this is the 21st. So, it's September the 21st. So, let's hope that don't happen. If it does, you're talking about bad. It's going to get bad. But I can't see them letting that happen. I really don't. I do think they're going to pass this, and I think they're going to put it together. I think they're going to do the right thing. And I'm going to say this again, and it's not really all, they're not really doing it for us. And some of them is maybe for us, but the biggest majority of them is all about themselves. They don't care about us. They're scumbags. They don't care what nobody says. I ain't seen a politician yet that wasn't a scumbag. You know, truth's the truth. But either way, guys, do what when November the 3rd comes, do the right thing. And just because if they do pass this, and give us another stimulus check, don't let that change. Don't let that change your heart and mind in the voting booth. Because that's what they want you to do. They hope that works. Some people it will change. Some people it will work on. But the biggest majority it won't, because a lot of people is sick and tired of those politicians. You see what they put you through. Remember that. So, guys, there's not really been no news happen today. I mean, I'm recording this at 2:12 in the morning, Monday morning. I mean, there wasn't really nothing happened today on Sunday, but I'm doing this at 2:12 in the morning on Monday morning. But maybe later today, up in the day, there might be some news, because some new good news happened. And if they are, regardless, I'll make a video of something, letting you some kind of information. I'll make one or two every day of something. But I'm all about the good news, not the bad news. But let's hope something good happens. But anyways, guys, I love y'all guys, and we'll make it through this. Keep your heads held high. Have faith in God, guys. That's all we got to look forward to. But anyways, peace out.